politician to do that, to do so.
Yeah. So, you know, so
is there enough political movement in this, in these upheavals from these different countries?
yes, I think so, but I don't know how long it's going to take. You know what I mean? We don't know how it's going to eventually settle. And so I really don't know what to say about that. I just know that, that if Israel is feeling more and more threatened, they're going to do whatever they can to defend themselves, even if the threat is in their own imagination. You know, I mean, they want to attack Iran. They really want to attack Iran, even though Ehud Barak himself said that the Ayatollahs are radical, but they're not Meshuggahs. They're not crazy. He knows that they're not stupid enough to attack Israel. He knows it, right? But they still want to do it. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to criticize the idea that U.S. policy towards Israel is related, except in a very minuscule way, to American Jews. You know, because actually you were about to say when you were having your conversation, like most, we weren't sure the percentage. I mean, like, any idea what percentage of American Jews, like, are members of AIPAC?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, probably pretty small.
I mean, and American Jews are what, like 2% of the population or something
No,
like
but
that?
no, most people are apathetic. Most people.
I know, and most American Jews, I think, as far as, you know, there are some real strong AIPAC supporters, and
It's the money. It's the money.
yeah, but what about the defense industry?
Defense industry
You know,
loves war.
I mean, you know, we're made, you know, the United States has supported a lot of dictators and is engaged in a lot of wars.
That's right.
That had nothing to do with Israel, and that, you know, with just as disastrous results.
No, but what I'm saying is that the reason the United States continues to support Israel is because Congress, for one thing, they vote almost unanimously on behalf of Israel. They don't know the history. They don't study it. There's probably only 5 Congress people out of 535 who really know what's going on.
But I don't think it's because they're Jewish, you know, because they're the enormous...
No, it's because of the money. It's because of the campaign. It's because of that stuff.
Well, they get money from a lot of...
No, they do not get money from organizations that support Palestinian rights do not have much money.
Yeah, but I didn't mean that. I meant, you know, all the other corporate interests.
That doesn't matter. If one organization has the power to get them defeated,
on that particular issue.
If one organization has the power to get them defeated, then they have to pander to that organization. That's all. That's
well,
it.
the Christian Zionists are even more out there, aren't they? I mean, we saw a video. I can't remember the guy, the professor there that did a whole study on Christian Zionists and all these people that would go down to Washington and.
It's insanity.
They've got a lot of money.
Right? I mean, look at the Republican field, right? Yeah. I mean, I figure, what is John Huntsman seems like a fairly reasonable guy, and I figure the reason he doesn't have a chance is because he's not insane. Right? I mean, look at this.
I'm switch just a wee bit here. Are you involved in the peace process? And if not, why not?
What do you mean by the peace process?
The Palestinian, Israeli, Middle East, all of the stuff that Jimmy Carter has commented about and that we have invested so much money in trying to fix all these years.
Well, I mean, I'm involved to the extent that I wrote a book, I write letters, I write articles. I'm not consulted, no. Okay. I mean, not consulted by anyone with any, with any legal or government federal authority. Can I just make an announcement? Please buy my book, everybody. I don't want to take them home with me.
Where are they?
Where's Mo?
Selling your books.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Let's. Can we just have 2 more questions and then wait? She has it. What's your name again?
Lynn.
Lynn. I forgot.
Yeah. You had this transformation. And you were talking about, what's your brother's friend, Amy? What's her name? No, Leah. Okay, so Leah could have, the suicide bombings in her family's friend whatever. It seems like personalities are such that they'll either take that one way
Yes,
or the other way.
that's right.
You know, I mean, Leah could have just as well
Yeah.
have gone more right-wing than your brother,
That's right.
So you don't know. So whatever caused the transformation in you when you were reading those books or whatever, what if you were to convince, or someone were to bring about somehow this transformation that happened to you to a high-level leader that could then, everyone, you know, since it's hard to do that to a lot of people, it's a complex thing. But if you could just get a leader, have you tried talking, or have?
Yes, I've tried talking to everybody. Most people won't even talk to me. Noam Chomsky, I was amazed he responded, but he's not going to do anything. I asked him if he could help me get the word out.
It's just genetic compositions of people that you know, are obstructive in one way. I mean, this is, I speak to you out of desperation. I don't think this is going to come out good. I think we're going to get, you know, if Israel bombs Iran, you know, we are going to catch hell.
That's right.
We're going to catch living
That's
hell.
right.
We are going to get the atom bomb on this.
I do not believe
that
I do not believe our leaders really care about the people. I really don't believe they care about the people.
Yeah, they'll just fly off somewhere.
Right. They'll always make an excuse why they had to do what they did and why what happened, and they'll create an enemy. You know, they won't take any responsibility for what happens. They wouldn't, just like they wouldn't take any responsibility. 9/11 was horrible. The people who perpetrated it were horrible. But come on, the United States had to take some responsibility for why it happened. The United States nurtures the conditions that grow extremism, and then when there's an extremist threat, they blame it on the extremists and take no responsibility for creating the conditions that created the extremists in the first place.
It's stochastic terrorism.
Yes.
So the right action would have been for George Bush to say, we're not going to do anything, it's our fault?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That might not have gone over well.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if the United States, if Bush had look, you know, the whole world was sympathetic to the suffering that occurred in 9/11. You know, in Tehran, they had 1 million Iranians with a candlelight service. Iran allowed the United States, helped the United States with their operations in Afghanistan. But if Bush had spoken about, you know, how we're all connected and how, you know, everybody in the world at any moment could die, and, you know, how, you know, people in this part of the world and that part of the world have suffered deeply, and we need to come together so that this kind of thing doesn't happen. And if he, you know, he made it a black and white world. He made it a crusade. He even used the word crusade.
But you know, on the first day I heard him, I was living in Canada, when his guard was shocked. He actually did say, we have to find out why people feel such hatred to do this.
Right.
And then it was, yeah, he was shocked, you know, like all of us.
Right.
Oh,
So he didn't have his political guard up,
Right.
I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not shocked.
I mean, yeah.
And then that got completely, it never got spoken again, because somebody told him, you can't talk that way, or he realized.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, come on, if the United States keeps being the big bully in the world and telling people how things should be, you know, people are going to resent it.
Well, Obama's changing that, though. I mean, he's saying.
Yeah, but look what he allows Israel to do. It's just, you know.
What?
Look what he allows Israel to do.
But and also, what you mentioned, Dennis Ross, I was gonna say, when George Mitchell resigned, I don't know the details there, but I sort of took it as a bad
Yes.
sign.
Listen, everybody, I gotta go.
Thank you so much.
Buy my book.